Hello, everybody. It's Sarah from My Handmade Wardrobe and Crafty Sew&So here. Thanks very much for joining me. I'm just going to move that along so it looks like I am actually looking at you, which I am. Hi. That's so. Let's just add Instagram to the mix. Hello, Instagram. Hi, everybody. It's great to see you. It's Sarah from My Handmade Wardrobe and Crafty Sew&So here. I am popping on today. I haven't got a sew along for you today. We've been busy doing lots and lots of talking and telling you about our Learn to Love Your Overlocker course, which we're just about to launch. It's launching tonight, in fact. And we are therefore talking about lots and lots of overlocking. I did actually do some overlocking last night. So whilst I was watching the sewing bee, I made myself a lovely string of Julie bunting using the overlocker, and it was super fast. It took me half an hour, and I made a string of about 4 meters of bunting. Now I think my garden is about 3 meters wide. That seems like quite no, maybe it's about 4 meters wide. So I just need to make maybe 5 more of those, and my garden will be totally covered, ready for the Jubilee. So, yeah, I'm sure I can find a few other short sessions. I've still got quite a few of the little triangles actually cut out and ready to sew together. So yeah, that was one of the little projects that we did just as a demo of what the live sessions on the Learn to Love Your Overlocker 5-week course that we're just launching tonight would be like. So yeah, Freya led that project, and I was there as well to support and chat you through a few things. And yeah, it's great. We'd forgotten how fun it was to actually do these live practicals with you guys, and it'll be even more fun when everybody is sewing along as well, because that's one thing about our course that makes it really different to a lot of the online learning sessions, is that you do get the live project sessions included, and those project sessions won't always be making something. They're also things like you will be learning how to thread up your overlocker with our help, and we will literally be there with you till the bitter end, until you are happy that you understand how to thread up your overlocker. We'll also help you determine how the stitches are made up and how each of the threads makes up the stitches, so you can then learn to control them. We will also be helping you with things like a cleaning out session, because who wants to do that by themselves? It's boring. Actually, things that you can find in your overlocker and your sewing machine, quite interesting sometimes, but it'll be really fun if we all share it, I think. Otherwise it's just a bit, ew, why is that in there? So yeah, that was a really nice chance to give people a taster of what we actually do in the live sessions on the course. So if you're wondering what I'm talking about, when these sessions that we held actually were, we had 2 live sessions on Zoom on Tuesday and Wednesday for those who'd signed up to the personal. Oh, okay. So the personal private overlocking email group. So if you are interested in finding out more and watching the replays of those Zoom sessions, sign up to the exclusive overlocking course, and you can the exclusive overlocking email group. You can find that if you click on the banner at the top of our homepage. It will take you through to some information about the course. Just scroll down to the bit where you can put in your email address, and you can subscribe to the overlocking email, and that means that you won't miss any of the top tips, the advice, the projects, the resources that we've been sharing. You'll get absolutely loads, so it's really, really worth taking a bit of time and just going onto our website and clicking on that banner, scrolling down and putting your name in that email sign up list. We're not going to spam you, we'll just send you a few emails about something that you are actually genuinely interested in. So, yeah, we would love, love, love to see you on the final session of the live Zoom mini course that we're running tonight. So that's going to be on Zoom at 8 p.m. Again, if you want to sign up to that, just pop onto the banner on our homepage, click through to that, and then there's the sign up there as well to get the Zoom link for this evening. We've already had 23 people say that they're going to be coming, which is awesome. And we've got space for more. So join up, and come along. And yeah, we'd absolutely love to see you on that. Don't worry if you didn't watch part 1 and 2. Like I said, if you sign up for the exclusive newsletter, then you will get a link to the other parts emailed to you, along with a recap, a replay of tonight's sent to you tomorrow. So you get all three. There's about probably an hour and a bit's content in total. So you can watch bits. You can watch the whole thing. You can skip through it. You can put it on whilst you're doing the washing up or something like that. Make it all a little bit more interesting. And yeah, I shared some really, really great insights prompted by the guys, everybody that joined the live, into some really useful, I hope, I was told, some questions via email beforehand, and then we also took questions in the first session as well, and there were some brilliant questions. They were absolutely fantastic. Let me just see if I can pull those up. So, let me see. Freya, did you send via WhatsApp?
No, by email.
No, cool. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, we got so many questions that we've just had to pull them all together because there were tons of really good ones. So one of the first questions that we had, which is, I totally get this. I really, really do get this. So one of the customers said to us, one of the ladies that joined us said, I find it really hard to get my overlocker to stitch at slow speed, especially when starting to sew. The machine buzzes. Is there a remedy for it? Well, I would say there is, and it's not an easy answer. Well, it is an easy answer once you get to grips with it, but practice, just practice. Get used to the sound of the machine. Get used to the feeling of the foot. If it's an old machine, it might be that your foot pedal needs a little bit of oil, possibly. But it's confidence. I think somebody once said to me that overlockers are a bit basically like, if you're just going to be all timid and just pressing down really gently on the overlocker foot pedal, you, you're going, it's going to, it's not going to go anywhere. And that's something that's quite reassuring, actually. You press down gently, it's just going to buzz. It's not going to create any stitches. Not going to move. Nothing's going to happen until you're ready to say, right, let's do this. Press down on the press foot properly, fully, and then you're in control of the steering. So you want your hands like this. What's this? Um, 4 and 6, not 10 and 2, 4 and 6. And you are in control of where that fabric goes. If you find that it is running away with you, just lift your foot up. Just have that in your mind. I need to lift my foot. If it's going out of control, lift my foot, stop, and we can just start from scratch again when you've calmed and when your confidence is back to get going with it. As you start to use your overlocker more, you'll find that you can really just take it a few stitches at a time. You'll never be able to get it to go as slow as a sewing machine. 'Cause sewing machines generally do have speed controls as well, the newer ones. So yeah, it's something that just takes a bit of perseverance, but you will get there. And don't worry about the buzz. It's just saying, come on. So another question we got was, how do I stop layers moving as I sew fabric together? Well, if you've got a particularly slippy or slinky fabric, what you're going to find is that something that you can do is you can increase the presser foot pressure. Now that's a dial that's just on top of your overlocker. And if you take it up, it will increase the pressure, and it will just, the presser foot is holding that fabric just a little bit firmer and stopping it from moving around. So that's one thing that you can do straight away. So I hope that that's helpful. Um, can I sew heavy fabrics on my overlocker? So heavy and thick fabrics do need a little bit of extra help, and I would recommend using something like a hump jumper, like you would on denim on an overlocker. The overlocker foot and the two sets of feed dogs that are on an overlocker, whereas a sewing machine only has one and overlocker has two sets of feed dogs, do make it a really powerful machine. So sewing things like denim is possible. Just make sure that you've got heavy duty needles in, so we're talking 90s and above, and make sure that you've got most of the fabric. If anything pulls off, it's going to kind of out of control. So if you've got a big, pop all of your fabric out over the sides. So a video over on our YouTube channel to show you two of the settings that you might not think that you makes such a difference to your stitching. And the evidently, we've done an example of overlocking with just normal stitch settings, and then we've done an example of just changing these three things, and the stitch makes it pretty much perfect. Whereas before, you kind of looked at it and went, we're watching that video over on the YouTube channel now. So how do I sew a strong seam on 3 threads on your overlocker? And that will create a really nice, neat um, stitch, which is perfect for finishing off the edges of fabrics, especially lighter weight fabrics um, like cotton lawn, uh, georgette, viscose, where you don't want a lot of bulk and heavy thread pulling down on the seam edge, on the fabric edges. So yeah, they're ideal. That's ideal for edging fabrics. But if you want a really strong seam, A, don't just overlock any fabric that frays a lot. So if you've got a fabric like a georgette or a polyester crepe where you're getting a lot of fraying and threads splaying all over the place, you don't want to just overlock it. Always sew it on a sewing machine first with a straight stitch, quite a small stitch, straight stitch, and then overlock just a few millimeters away. You can still trim off a fair amount of your stitching, but you always want to make sure that you have a little bit of space, a little bit of seam allowance left. So I've just finished doing an alteration for a fellow studio buddy in the next studio, and she has a tunic that has been finished off with beautiful rolled edges on the overlocker, rolled hems. However, the the person that's made this garment has also used a rolled hem to join the seams. Now, that's not something that I would recommend, just because it just doesn't give the strength. It's a polyester crepe, and it's something that's quite delicate, pulls apart quite a lot. So I've gone around the whole thing, and in a matching thread, I've just done a straight stitch on the sewing machine, and then I've repaired all the bits where the rolled hem has, has come apart, actually using a sewing machine just to repair it. Um, if you don't want to do that, sew your edges, then use the rolled hem to um, finish any joined edges together. It does create a really nice effect. So I thought it's a really nice, like long length tunic, kind of house coat, and it looked absolutely great, but it was coming apart at the seams. So the perfect combination of the sewing machine and the overlocker was required for that. Now, there will be times when you will need to use your sewing machine and your overlocker, and in the full course, we have provided, as well as overlocking instructions where needed, we provide sewing instructions as well. So we're not just going to, say, and now sew. We're giving you videos that help you to know how to hem fabrics properly, um, using the sewing machine and the overlocker combined. So, um, yeah, hopefully that's really useful for you guys. So, what threads do we recommend? Was one of the questions that we got. And do we need lots of? Do you need to buy lots of big cones? So it's a bit of a misconception that when you buy an overlocker, you have to go out and buy 4 spools of the big overlocker specific um, cones of thread to match every single project, or at least black, white, grey, and maybe um, if you use navy or red or a specific color regularly, you need to go out and buy them. That's quite an investment, really, because these spools can be 5 to £7 each. Uh, so that is something that we actually say you don't need to, which is great. Immediately made you a saving there, hopefully. So what you do need is I would say 2 large spools of thread on the upper and lower looper. They're the ones that are gonna use the most thread because it's wrapping the thread around the outside of the edge of the um, seam. So that is going to use quite a bit of thread. So invest in those, get a couple, get some black, some white, and maybe one other color that you usually use. But that thread isn't going to be visible on the outside of the garment. So it's not something that you need to match. You could even have a bit of fun and go for rainbow threads, which is something that I've just discovered. I'm very excited about them. You can get them in pastels, you can get them in brights, and you can get them in monotones as well. So you could get ones that are like shades of uh, black, grey, and white. Uh, um, and yeah, they just make everything look really cool and exciting. And I'm using my rainbow threads on absolutely everything. We've got bright, bold ones in the studio, and then I've got pastel ones at home. And yeah, it's pretty much my favorite thing to do at the moment. uh, and the other thing that you can do, of course, if you want to have a bit of fun with it, if your fabric has got print, you can use spools of um, colours that are within that print. So I was making some bunting last night, as I mentioned, and I used red, white, and blue for my threads to join them all together. And yeah, it's just good fun. Why not use up the threads that you've currently got? Don't go out and buy um, new threads unless you need to, and, and you can use any multi-purpose thread. So any polyester multi-purpose thread will do the job. Silk, cotton,